Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series of videos I do for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope this is good and particularly refreshing, especially given how warm it is today. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, folks, it happens to be my ginger shirt. Well, with the cool sunflowers and skulls motif. And if you're unfamiliar with the band Ginger, at this point, that's on you. Because Ginger has been an up-and-coming band for a lot of years now. It's one of those things where I even get to have a little bit of hipster cred because, like, I'm pulling this card because, damn it, I knew this was going to happen. I was into Ginger way before they started to hit hard. But they're a band out of the Ukraine that they've been around for a while now, probably about maybe 10 years or so, something like that, maybe even a little bit longer. They've been through various lineup changes and stuff like that. It took them a little while to really kind of solidify and hit hard. I got into them probably around, maybe even, no, they got to be around longer than 10 years because I got into them over 10 years ago now that I think about it. Just perusing stuff on YouTube and everything. And they're an awesome, I guess, progressive metalcore is kind of what I've heard most, but they're a really awesome band. The lead singer, Tatiana, is an incredible vocalist, and all of the musicians are just extremely good at what they do. I've been fortunate enough, I've seen them perform live about 3 times now, and I've actually got videos of said performances that I've attended. They're on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. I think they're an amazing band. If you need anywhere to kind of where to start with them, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction. I think they're amazing. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, this sounds like it should be refreshing and amazing. Because, folks, it happens to be, boom, it is Cucumber Limeade from Calypso. Taste of the Island. Shake well. I don't know how my shaking abilities rank, but, I'm probably not professional level, but yeah, man. So Calypso, they're they're a brand of lemonades and limeades and stuff like that. I've reviewed a few of their flavors on the channel. I'm very partial to Calypso. I really, really like their stuff. This one I've never heard of. I ended up at a random little sort of restaurant place out in Aurora, Illinois, and they had these for sale, and I was like, oh damn. So let's get a thing for the thing first of all. Maybe like that. Yeah, maybe like that. Ha 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 ha. Let's go ahead and let's give it a go. This could be good or this could be terrible. It smells cucumbery. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is very good. Yes, sir. I was a little bit worried that it was going to be a bit too similar to the cucumber lime Gatorade that exists, which I am just not that partial to personally. I don't actively hate it or anything, but I don't know, maybe at some point I'll try it again and even do a review for it, because it's been years since I've had it. But I remember when it first came out, and I was still working my gas station job at the time, and I was not enthralled. But this definitely has elements of that, but it is surprisingly, considering that, Gatorade, you don't think of as being a super heavy, punchy flavor kind of thing. This one is a little bit more subdued, and I think I know the reason why. Because the thing with cucumber kind of runs into the same problem that watermelon does when they decide to use it as a flavoring, and that is that the cucumber and watermelon, they're very neutral. They're mellow flavors when you're just the baseline. And there is this tendency I've found to over-amplify that, to either season it or do something with it to amp up the flavors that it has. And I don't personally like that. I don't like it when they do it with watermelon. I don't like it when they do it with cucumber. I think that the more mellow flavors that they use, or that, are abundant in them, I like that about it. And I think that that's what they do with the Gatorade with the cucumber lime. I think they amp up the cucumber flavor too much, and it just, I don't, it doesn't really at that point taste like a real cucumber to me. But with this, they definitely still amp it up a little bit. They give it a little extra something, but they let it just be a nice, mellow, very refreshing flavor, and I like that. I also appreciate the way that it's blended. It isn't like just a strong, heavy cucumber flavor and then just like, a limeade flavor. They blended the flavors nicely, and so you get this nice, very sort of mellow, cucumber kind of experience, which is this nice sort of tingy, slightly acidic limeade kind of backing to it. And then sort of at the end, the limeade, surprisingly, I would think the limeade would sort of be the flavor that holds out the longest. It kind of drops off a little bit, and you're allowed just more of that exclusive cucumber flavor. And personally, I think that's really good. And I love the subtlety and the complexity of it. I love the mix of the sweet and, the mild tartness. It's a fairly, it's not like a heavy tart drink, which Calypso, some of their lemonades, they've got some bite to them. This is a much more mellow flavor from them. But I like that in this instance because, again, it allows the cucumber to kind of do its thing. It doesn't feel overproduced. And I think that that's really great. But I love that, you do still get the contrasting flavors of, the sweetness with a little bit of the acidity, a little bit of a tartness. But then sort of like throughout the course of it, there's just this I don't want to say overwhelming. There's this overlaying just nice, refreshing cucumber flavor. This, for me, is exactly how you do this. I don't know realistically how you could do this much better. Short of maybe, going over there, like crafting your own or something like that, and wheeling and dealing and trying to figure out, your personal perfect proportions. But this, for me, as far as being like a cucumber beverage, I think is perfect. It is fantastic. Now, all that said, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, the answer has to be yes and yes. I think, for me personally, it's not my favorite flavor of Calypso. What is it? There's like a pineapple or peach limeade pineapple flavor. I forget exactly like the arrangement of the flavor names, but that is my favorite. I love it. It is so hard to find, unfortunately. But I have reviewed it, by the way, if you want to check out that review. But this would actually be up there as far as like the Calypso flavors are concerned. It wouldn't take the top spot, probably wouldn't take the second spot, but third or fourth wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility. I think this is really good, and I'm gonna say it. And if you watch my show, I don't say this lightly. I'm gonna say that this is the business. I really am, because even though, again, it's not my personal favorite flavor of Calypso, I don't think that there's a lot that you could do differently for me to like this much more or less, much more. Like, I just think that it's really intelligently designed. I think it emphasizes the things that it's supposed to emphasize without going crazy with it, which, again, is personally what I like. So, I'm going to call this one the business. I think this is a really good flavor of Calypso. I think this, for me, is definitely a standout. If I'm recommending it, I mean, here's the reality. Is it going to be for everybody? No. It's just not. For one thing, you got to be down with cucumber, and I know I have one of my best friends will not eat cucumber, will not have anything to do with anything that's ever had anything to do with a cucumber. It like actively makes him, like, if he can taste even the tiniest bit of cucumber, he just won't deal with it. And that's just a thing, but I think that it's one of those things. What do you want out of it? Do you want that, like, heavy, in my opinion, overproduced kind of cucumber lime flavor that, again, sort of more your Gatorades and stuff? This probably isn't going to be for you if that's what you're expecting, but I would still say try it. And I would say on the opposite end of that, if you're like me, where maybe you have tried, those other options, again, like the Gatorade and stuff, and you didn't like it that much, but maybe you like the idea, this is, for me, how I like it. I'm not going to say how it should be done because, different people like different things, but I think this is banging. I love this. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go with yourselves a truly cucumber-tastic rest of your life because, like I said, my one friend doesn't like it, but, well, he can deal. I like me some cucumber. They're good. They're a good time. Following 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's my question for you. Have you ever had any experience with the Calypso Limeade line? Calypso line, because limeades and what have you. Because they're one of those things, I don't know how far-reaching they are. They're definitely around, but they seem to be still a little bit more of a specialty thing. So, my interest in hearing from you fine folks is, again, have you run into it? Have you tried any of it? Do you like it? Is it not your thing? All that kind of stuff, because, I'm very partial to them. I think they're all, pretty much all fantastic. I think I've had maybe 1 or 2 where I wouldn't even say I disliked them, I just felt they were disappointing. But obviously, I'm just one man. Granted, I am a man wearing a ginger shirt doing reviews in his car, so obviously, I know what I'm talking about. But,